Now, there's a feature in ChatGPT that very few people know about. It's called custom instructions. And the great thing about it is it integrates with Dall-e 3 so well that it actually improves your images. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use this feature to dramatically improve your images using ChatGPT. And not only are the custom instructions that good if you want to actually just produce normal images, it's really going to help your SEO by having unique images on your website. I'm also going to give you the exact custom instructions that I use to make your images much better. And I'm not charging anything for this. This is completely and totally free. At the moment, Dall-e 3 has really taken things to the next level. Not only is it producing really great images, it also produces images where you can actually have text, and the text is actually readable and it's correct most of the time as well. At the time of making this video, I don't believe you can use it on 3.5. So you have to have the premium version. So the first thing you need to do is you need to open up the site and actually log in. And once you've logged in, you'll be presented with the screen that you normally see. Obviously, if you've got the premium version, you'll see GPT-4, but if you haven't, you'll see the 3.5. And like I said, unfortunately, you can't use it if you're using 3.5. If you are using the premium, which is I believe it's called the Premium Plus, you need to hover over the GPT-4 and you'll see that you'll have Dall-e 3 in beta. And you need to click that. So you might already be on default, and if you are, you just need to change that to Dall-e 3. Now you're going to use this in exactly the same way as you do when you're using it to actually write articles and to write code. So you just basically need to start a new chat. And as you can see, it looks exactly the same as what it normally does. But the main difference between this and a lot of other large language models is you basically don't need to actually put in a massive prompt. You literally have a conversation with it like you would normally. In essence, what you do is you tell ChatGPT what you want in a really, really simple explanation, and it will actually come up with a fantastic prompt to actually produce the image for you. Now, I'm not going to lie, without putting in the custom instructions that I'm going to provide you in a minute, the type of prompts that ChatGPT comes up with are pretty rubbish. However, with the prompts I'm going to give you, you're going to find that this is much better than the results you get just using Dall-e 3 like everyone else does. So if you want to create better quality images and better quality images for your website, you need to use the custom instructions. And in order to actually get access to that, all you need to do is just click on these three little dots in ChatGPT and then click on custom instructions. I've already got the prompt here, but if you look at the instructions, if you go to learn more, it gives you a nice explanation of actually how to use these custom instructions. So all you really need to do is go to the description of this video and I'll leave a link for the custom instructions. And all you need to do is you need to just copy and paste them into the custom instructions two windows here that you see on the screen. Of course, I've already done this already, but what you would do is you'd actually paste them in and then click on save. So I've got to mention this. You've got two boxes. One is to provide better responses, and the second one is how would you like ChatGPT to respond. So basically what you need to do is you need to, from the prompts I'm going to give you, you need to paste them individually into these two boxes and then press save. Now, these custom instructions aren't ones that I actually made up. I actually got them from a YouTube channel called Glibbertree, and big shout out to Glibbertree because if I didn't actually see his video, I probably wouldn't know about this. And I've got to be honest, I'm really glad that I did, because using Midjourney to me is an absolute pain. I know if you're used to using Midjourney, you've probably got used to it, but I don't use it that much and I found it an absolute pain. At least with ChatGPT, it's quite conversational. So I'm going to see if I can get some great results. I'm going to use the same prompt that Glibbertree used in his video, which is a close photo of a steak dinner. Wow, look at this. I asked for 4 images, but I only got 2. But hey, who cares? These images are absolutely brilliant. Just look at the detail that it's actually giving you in these images. And the great thing is it gives you another 4 prompts as well. So if you want to have a play and produce more images, it's giving you some more ideas as well, just in case you can't come up with any yourself. And what I'm also going to show you as well is if you click on the image, it actually shows you a different prompt. So even though I've given it really basic, you can see how detailed this particular prompt is. And if we go to the next one, just look at that, a photo of a perfectly cooked steak dinner with char grilled marks on the surface and a succulent tender inside, and just look at that. Now, if you're impressed with that, we ain't finished yet. I'm going to show you another thing that you can do that you couldn't do previously on ChatGPT. We're going to start editing these photos, and I'll be honest, they're not going to be exactly the same, but they will be very, very similar to the original. So what I'm going to type into ChatGPT is, from the very first image, I want to remove the fries. So I want to leave everything else. I want to leave the steak. I want to leave the broccoli in there, and there looks like a cup just behind, but I want to remove the fries from the image. So let's type that in. So I'll put in there, please remove fries from image 1, and let's have a look to see what it does. Whoa, would you look at that? Here is the original image here, which is basically the steak with the fries with the broccoli. And what I asked it to do was remove the fries from the image, and look at that. Now, again, it's not exactly the same, but it just shows you the power of what you can do. It's even got the steam coming from the steak as well, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I know there's a lot of other language models that can actually do this, but to be honest with you, for $20 a month, the actual power that you have with ChatGPT and now Dall-e 3 is absolutely fantastic. Again, if we scroll down, it also gives you some other prompts that you can use if you want to use them. Now I'm going to take things a little bit further. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to actually produce some different angles of this image. It's the same image, but just different angles. Let's have a look. Wow, would you have a look at this? And again, they're not exactly the same, but it's just giving us a different angle of this steak. And I believe the first one is actually from the top. Yeah, so we're looking at it from like a bird's eye view, and the other one is just a slightly different angle. And the great thing about Dall-e 3, again, is with the actual custom instructions, it actually supplies another 4 prompts here, so you can have another play with it. And what I will do is I will just enlarge these as well, because you probably can't see them properly, but just look at the detail and the quality of this image. Now, let's say, for example, you're in e-commerce and you want to have the background, but you don't want the image of the steak in there, for example. What you can do is with Dall-e 3, you can actually get it to remove the steak and the plate, and it just has a background, so you can superimpose your own image onto that image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type into ChatGPT, please remove the steak and the plate. Now what it's done is given us a similar image, but it's not that similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's put it into a restaurant setting. So here's the image here. Again, not quite what I was looking for, but hey, look, the image is still fantastic. What I think is going to happen is this is going to keep getting better and better. Each week that goes past, you're going to see that Dall-e 3 gets much better. Now, you saw some images in the opening shot. Let me just give you an example of the type of images I've been producing with this. So I believe on this one, I just asked for a simple King Kong in London, and it came up with a couple of images, which I think are quite funny. Again, not exactly photorealistic, but then it doesn't exist anyway, does it? The next prompt was actually one that ChatGPT came up with. So I didn't actually come up with this one, but it came up with, I don't know, a serpent in Sydney or something like that. If you don't know, I'm a massive fan of Tesla, so I basically put in a Tesla prompt in the future, and again, it's come up with quite an interesting design, I think. So I'm just having another little play, and I'm waiting to show maybe like a Spanish market with some really, really colorful fruits, and it came up with a couple of images here as well. And I'll just go through these. I think this one was something to do with peace in the Middle East or something like that. So it's got different religions around the tree. I can't remember what the significance was. It just shows you if you come up with a great description, it comes up with lots of different images for you. Just quickly go through these. A donkey on a jet ski. I actually got this one from Midjourney, but can you see the reflection in the glasses? Really, really good. Now, the next image I'm going to show you is how great ChatGPT or Dall-e 3 is with text within an image, because before, when you used a lot of other LLMs, a lot of language learning models, the text didn't really come out that well. But with Dall-e 3, I'd say about 80 to 90% of the time, it comes out perfect. Let's have a look at these. So in the prompt, I wrote the word grateful on a frothy coffee. And as you can see, the actual text is literally perfect. This one's okay. There's a funky thing going on with the G and the F, but yeah, not bad. Actually quite good. Now, one thing I do want to show you is if you combine Canva with Dall-e 3, you can do some really, really interesting things. So you see how we've got text on the frothy cup of coffee there? What we can do in Canva, it's a new AI feature, is you can actually change the actual text that's on the image. The actual AI generated image, you can actually change the text. So all you need to do is you need to go into, click on the image and then click on edit photo. And then you've got quite a few different options here. So we're just going to click on the grab text feature. So what AI is doing in Canva, it's actually looking for anything within the image that has text. So it's going to try and find the same or very similar text that you can use. So if I basically wanted to put my name, I can put my name in there. I can make it smaller, make it larger, and obviously I can move it around as well. And if you're not happy with it, you can just go back. Let's try it with this one. So we've got a book that says Mushroom Guide. And again, we've got 4 bits of text. We've got Mushroom Guide here and Mushroom Guide here. Let's click Edit Photo and then grab text. And again, what AI is going to do is going to have a look to see where the text is within the image and to see where we can edit it. So this one actually looks quite good, but this one here doesn't actually quite say mushroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to double click here and I'm going to type in mushroom. And then what we're going to do is probably stretch this out a little bit more, move this up a little bit. There you go. So what I've done is I used AI to actually produce the image in Dall-e 3. Then I've switched over to Canva where I can actually change the text within the image as well. And the great thing about this feature is you can actually change the font as well. So if you wanted a different font on there, say for example, you wanted something a little different, you can change the font quite easily. And if you're not happy with it, you can just go back. And there you go, there's the original. Now, what most website owners don't realize is you can rank your articles a lot higher in Google if you have unique images. But you don't just need to use stock photo. What you can do is you can combine AI images with stock photos. And that basically means you've got a new unique image from 2 images. So let me show you how to do that. So we're going to try something very new here. So what we're going to try and do is combine 2 images. Just let's say, for example, you've got an e-commerce brand. It's, I don't know, it's a new energy drink, but you don't want to use the actual image, the background image that was taken for the energy drink. What you can do is you can get ChatGPT or you can get Dall-e 3 to produce another background image. Let's go for something urban. So we'll put in there wide angle urban backdrop with graffiti. Wow, look at these. So yes, Dall-e 3 is really overextended itself here. It's done so well. So let's have a look at these. My prompt was, let's just go back to my prompt. My prompt was wide angle urban backdrop with graffiti, and look at this. Brilliant. Let's have a look at the next one. And let's have a look at the prompts as well. So this one here is a photo of an urban alleyway, graffiti murals spanning the entire length of the walls. This is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I don't even know which one I'm going to use. I don't know which one's best. Let's go with this one. So I'm going to download this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to upload it into Canva. So now we have 2 images. We have an AI image and then an image that we've taken of our brand. So let's combine the 2 and see what happens. So I've uploaded the image to Canva, and what I'm going to do is going to drag that over onto the canvas. And then what I'm going to do is go into elements, and obviously I don't have a drink brand, but we can use an image here. But if you've got an image of your own brand, this is where you'll upload it. So what we'll do is just click on this image. This would be your energy drink. It wouldn't be Monster, obviously. And what we can do also with Canva is we can go to edit video and we can remove this background. So we can just go click on this icon here that says BG remover. And then what we can do is we can basically put this down further down, so it actually shows our brand. You can actually make this larger as well if you really wanted to, just like that. And then we're going to just play around with the filters as well. So let's have a look at the filters. So what you're really looking for is you're looking for a filter that really makes the image pop. So we've got Luna, we've got Aero. These ones aren't really that great. Let's try these warm ones. Actually, Capri looks actually quite good actually. So let's have a look at this. Yeah, so yeah, this looks actually pretty good. Might make this a little smaller. Looks a little bit large. So we've got 2 images here. You've got the image that you've taken of your brand, and we've got an AI image. And what we've done is within Canva, you can actually combine them. Now, I don't actually know whether you've got the full features in Canva if you've got the free version. I don't know whether it's got the background remover. You're going to have to try that for yourself. I'll leave a link to Canva in the description of the video and try it out for yourself. But obviously, this is great if you've got your own brand, if you've got your own e-commerce brand, you can basically in Dall-e 3 produce your own backdrop and then just basically combine your product and the backdrop together to produce a new image. What happens is when somebody does a search online for this image, so if I right click on here and go to searches with Google and try to have a search for this actual image online. Let's see what it brings us. So yeah, it just brings up just Monster Drink. There is no other image online that looks like this, and Google cannot find it because it does not exist. And the more of these images you can actually place within your article or your content, the better it's going to rank. So I'm just going to try one more thing in ChatGPT. Going to start with a new prompt again. I always like to start with the new prompts because what it sometimes does is it remembers what it did previously and it will try and combine them. So if you're going to do 2 separate projects, start a new chat in order to do that. So let's try a new one here. We're going to try man and woman dancing at the London Carnival. Okay, yeah, this is really interesting. So I don't know if this, yeah, I suppose it is the London Carnival, but it looks like there's some sort of South American vibe going on there. This definitely doesn't give me the vibe of London Carnival, but I suppose the actual buildings behind it are kind of reminiscent of London, I suppose. And the second image has got nothing to do with London Carnival at all. I don't even really know what's going on here. I mean, have you ever seen that London Carnival? I haven't. But anyway, the images are actually quite good. So what I'm going to ask it to do next is I'm going to ask it to remove the 2 main characters within the image. And again, we're going to have a play with it and just to see what we can do. Okay, so it hasn't really done what I asked it, but I actually like that image. This one is actually better than the first one, if I'm honest. This definitely looks like the London Carnival, but it completely ignored my prompt of removing the 2 main. I don't think I was as descriptive as I should have been, but this actually is a better image. I must admit the traffic lights are a bit funky in the image here, so I'd probably have a play around with the prompts. And this one here, again, it's completely got it wrong. I don't know what's going on here. Interesting image and looks more like I don't know, like an oil painting or something. But yeah, it's interesting. But I would say that this is probably a bit more closer to my original prompt that I asked for. So I really hope you're beginning to see how powerful Dall-e 3 is. And when you combine it with Canva, it's even better than the software tool on its own. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And I've got lots more SEO content on the way. Thanks a lot.